The following is a paid program by Zola Levitt Ministries. Brethren, my heart's desire and prayer to God for Israel is that they might be saved. For there is no difference between the Jew and the Greek, for the same Lord over all is rich unto all that call upon him. Zola Levitt presents.
Shalom, and welcome to Zola Levitt Presents. I'm Sandra, and I want to thank you for joining us and watching the Zola Levitt Presents programs. I also want to thank you for being so faithful to this ministry, good times and bad. Zola's been gone 5 years with the Lord, and he had a vision for all of us, that we know our Jewish roots and that we would love and know Israel. During that time, my good friend, Dr. Jeffrey Seib, stepped up to the table and said, "I'll help." He's done great teaching. We've gone to Israel. We've had some wonderful times. But now he's decided to step down and pursue some academic endeavors. I understand it. If it were me, I'd probably do the same thing. If I don't do it now, when am I going to do my academics? So we want to wish Jeff all the best. I do believe in my heart of hearts that people that are in ministry have a season. We all have a season. Sometimes it's shorter, sometimes it's longer. It is always and truly for God's glory. So joining me is Mark Levitt, Zola's son, Executive Director of Zola Levitt Presents, family, and my friend. So where are we going? What are we going to do in the ministry now? What's exciting?
Well, we still have some terrific programs coming to the audience with Jeff, and then we're going to transition to Miles and Catherine Weiss.
Right.
Miles is a pastor unto pastors. He's led pastors' tours in Israel. He's grown up in a Jewish family, been to synagogue, speaks some Hebrew, and we have a lot to look forward with him being on tours, including with you this fall.
That's right, and it's important to know that Jeff is still going to be around doing some teaching with us, so it's not like he's just fallen off somewhere. He's still going to be around teaching. Miles and Catherine are going to join us. We're going to have new music, probably
With Marty Goetz,
Paul Wilbur, Ted Pierce, all these wonderful Messianic musicians are going to be around. New visions. I know you've got new ideas for programs. That's
right, and of course we still have Ken behind the scenes, who's a terrific recruiter. Actually, he's the one who discovered Zola, though many folks think it's vice versa.
Right, that is true. I remember Ken walking into Zola and saying, "You've got a really good idea, you've got a really good vision, let me help you get it out."
Yes.
I will never forget it. Ken is our producer and has been very, very faithful.
Also, our people should seek the Levitt Letter either online or via the mail, because we have many good articles, including some commentary from our staff theologian, Todd Baker, including his monthly Ask the Chaplain.
Yeah, it's wonderful. The Levitt Letter's always been good. I read it cover to cover. I love it.
And then there's the Hebrew lesson with John Parsons, of course, commentary on the latest prophecy-relevant topics.
Right, and I'm excited to see where we're going. You know, God always has a plan for all of us, and it's maybe not sometimes what I think it's going to be, but you know, it always ends out just exactly the way God wants it. So we're going to hear some music. Speaking of music, we're going to hear some music from Paul Wilbur. Stay with us.
Blessed are you, O Lord our God, eternity's holy King. Blessed are you, O Lord our God, whose word brings on the evening. But to the only one we sing, Lord of hosts is your name. For the living God will know. Blessed are you, O Lord our God. Eternity's for the King. Blessed are you, O Lord our God, whose word brings on the evening.
Music by Paul Wilbur, always inspirational. I love hearing him, and I really do thank him for it. With me is Dr. Tom McCall, senior theologian of the ministry, good friend of Zola's, mentor to me. I really appreciate all you've done for the ministry. I remember that you and Zola met in 1972, Explo 72.
Explo 72. He was here with Campus Crusade for Christ, and he had only known the Lord about 6 months at that time. And we met. He started coming to our Beth Sar Shalom Messianic Fellowship,
right.
and we had a wonderful time together. One of the things that meant a lot to him was when he saw the Christ in the Passover presentation. And he realized that all of his Jewish upbringing in his youth was not something to be thrown away, but was something to build upon.
And that was the whole point of the ministry, was to teach people Jewish roots, was the point,
And that everything points to Christ, to His own Messiah, to Yeshua HaMashiach. And that was a wonderful thing. And we wrote a book together about the rebuilding of the temple in the tribulation and how it would be desecrated by the Antichrist. So the name of the book was Satan in the Sanctuary.
A bestseller, as I understand,
And then our friend Mal Couch said, come on, let me make a film about this book. And so this would be the first time that Zola went to Israel of many times.
Many times, right.
Yes, and we had went over there, did the film, and the Lord blessed that, and many other things that we had done together. We began taking trips together over into Israel when he was doing his television programs, and along with Ken Berg and the crack crew of the production team. So we really got wonderfully acquainted all during those times as well.
And on location, y'all went everywhere, all over Israel filming.
All over Israel. One of the places that we really enjoyed, and one of the key filmings that was done, was on the Mount of Olives.
Mount of Olives.
And I believe we were close to the Church of the Teardrop where Jesus wept. And we were looking at the Dome of the Rock, and the Temple Mount was spread out in front of us. It's a wonderful sight, and it's something that we often see in pictures and so forth. And Zola began one of the best descriptions of the 3,000 years of history that had happened at that site, and the prophecy that was to come with the second coming of Christ. It was a wonderful experience. I've never forgotten it, and I think they show it every once in a while.
They do, and in fact, when we were in Israel, he would go and he would do this 3,000 year of history, and people were like, no one had ever explained it to him quite that way. He was a wonderful teacher.
And he could do it better than anybody else.
So I believe we're going to see you on the Mount of Olives, you and Zola, in a film now.
Yes, all right. This would be the fourth and millennial temple, and he will rule as the king priest over Israel, the head of the nations, and over all the nations of the earth from his capital in Jerusalem.
Tom, if we stood here somehow, if we could stand here for the years this would take, we would almost miss no prophecy. We would see everything from the Treaty of the Antichrist right on through the abomination of desolation, the gathering of Armageddon, the second coming of the Lord with the church, the judgment, the setting up of the kingdom, and all of it right here. If we stood on the Mount of Olives actually since the time that Abraham brought Isaac here and offered him in sacrifice on the site of what is now the Dome of the Rock traditionally, if we stood here all that time, some 4,000 years, we would have seen Solomon's temple constructed here and destroyed by Nebuchadnezzar. We would have seen Zerubbabel's temple constructed and remodeled by Herod and destroyed by Titus, and then all the rest that Tom said right on through the 1,000-year kingdom and all the way up until that great white throne judgment and eternity.
Thank you, Tom. I love your teaching. I love seeing the Mount of Olives. That was wonderful.
It really was, and I've always enjoyed working with Zola in so many different ways, and he was such a blessing to me. And now as we look forward, it's been my privilege to meet Miles and Catherine Weiss, who have had a ministry in California and around the world, and we're looking for great things to come.
Great things to come. They'll join us later in the program. Stay tuned.
For insightful perspectives of Israel and Bible prophecy, ask for our free monthly newsletter, The Levitt Letter. When you call, be sure to ask for our free catalog with the latest videos, books, and music. Our correspondence course, the Institute for Jewish Christian Studies, includes reading packets, teaching CDs, and mail-in tests. You may want to join us on an upcoming tour of Israel or Petra, or cruise the Mediterranean visiting Greece and Ephesus. Please contact us for more information.
Shalom, shalom, Yerushalayim. Shalom, shalom, shalom. In the holy city of Jerusalem, we will pray for peace. Shalom, shalom.
Israel is exciting. It's never really about people going there, who you go with. Israel is really the story. Except that I really want you to go with us because, Tracy, Israel is wonderful. And this program is like the seasons. We've seen the seasons of Dr. Seif. We're seeing now the seasons of Miles and Catherine. So we see the seasons. It's wonderful.
We do, and I don't know if our viewers know actually how Dr. Seif got involved with the ministry. He had actually been with us about 25 years previous,
That's right.
Went on, got a PhD, and then 2 weeks before Zola passed away, he was called upon. Dr. Seif resigned as pastorate. He really kind of put his life on hold in essence, and for 5 years served us so faithfully, and has now actually gone back to further education because he is so smart and wants to serve the body in that way. And now to have Miles and Catherine, who just from even seeing their picture, I could tell the warmth. They have a fabulous ministry together, a ministry to believers. They've been to Israel many times. And God set it up so perfectly. A lot of their ministry is based on the book of Ruth, and the first series they're going to do is a series of Ruth, and it's just a confirmation. It's like Esther. God had them pre-planned in advance, and it's what the Lord does. And I want you to come to Israel with us. It is a joy to serve you. You know that we only invite the people that watch our broadcast, that's you, and that read our Levitt letter to come to Israel. Go to levitt.com, levitt.com. We plan our tours a year in advance. We want you to come with us, and it's just a joy to serve with you too, Sandra.
Oh, it's a blessing. I love the way God works everything out in our lives.
He does.
Everything
Absolutely.
in our lives. We're going to hear some music from Ted Pierce, wonderful musician, and when we get back, it's Miles and Catherine Weiss. Stay with us.
You are glorious, oh God. Glorious, oh God, awesome in your power and praise. You are glorious, oh God. Glorious, oh God. Glorious in all of your ways. Oh, you are glorious, oh God. Glorious, oh God. Glorious in all of your ways. And you are holy. There is none like you. You are worthy of more than I could ever do. And your glory, it fills the universe. And yet you have considered me. And you are holy. Oh, there is none like you. You are worthy, more than I could ever do. And your glory, oh, it fills the universe. And yet you have considered me. How I love to be with you. I love to be with you. You show me love in so many ways. That's why I love to be with you. Oh, I need to be with you. You fill me with thanksgiving and praise. Oh, you are glorious, oh God. Glorious, oh God. And glorious you shall ever be. For you are glorious, oh God.
That was Ted Pierce and his music. I have a friend who always tells me, if God calls you, He will equip you. I'm sitting with Catherine and Miles Weiss, and they are equipped for this ministry. I'm so glad to see y'all.
Thank you so much.
So I really want to know everything about you. It's like, I want to know where you're from, I want to know how old you are, I want to know how many children you are, how did you come to know the Lord, are you Jewish, everything. So just start at the beginning and just do it.
Well, I was born in the old country, New York City, and went to Hebrew school 3 days a week, was bar mitzvah at 13. At that time, I took a hard left and was wandering around the New Age in San Francisco when I met this incredible young lady.
This incredible young lady who is gorgeous. And what did you do?
And I was working in San Francisco, and I was a new believer, and we met through mutual friends. And he asked me out on a date, and so the first thing I thought of as a new believer is I need to let him know where I'm coming from. And so as we were out at this very nice restaurant, I told him that Jesus was my Lord and Savior. And he actually said, shush.
Well, she said she would shout it from the housetops, and I said, don't shout it in the good earth, I'm a regular here.
Yeah, I'm a regular.
He was a regular. Yeah. So it was a process, and I actually went home and I said, you know, God, this is a Jewish man, and I'm a new believer. I was the first one saved in my family. I came from a Catholic background. Can you save a Jewish person? Isn't that a silly question? But the Lord was so gracious to me. I was walking through the campus where I was going to school, and a Jew for Jesus handed me a tract.
Okay, that gives me chills. It really does.
Yeah.
That God always provides, doesn't He?
He does, and very specifically, he was letting me know that not only does He save Jewish people, but He is a Jew.
He is a Jew, and that was Moishe's, that was Zola's.
And that was the challenge that Catherine brought to me. She said, you're not really an honest seeker. I said, what do you mean? She said, well, you haven't even looked in your own book since your bar mitzvah. And so she challenged me to look in the Bible, and she challenged me to pray and ask God if Jesus was the Messiah of the Jews. Yeah. And so I began to do that, and God just unloaded on me.
So where did you start? I'm always curious where people start when they say, I started in the Bible. Where did you start? What chapter?
That's good. I was instructed by a man that I ran into, a pastor. I ran into the same time that she was talking to the Jews for Jesus. I was asking God in my office at home, God, you have to send me guidance. The next day,
Oh, my.
a young pastor came up to me in a parking lot at a college, and he said to me,
No.
"You've been praying for guidance." Now, no one knew that.
Oh, that gives me chills too.
No one knew that. And he said, "You've been praying for guidance, and God wants to
Wow.
reveal himself to you." The next day, he brought me a Bible and Yeshua, the Jewish way to say Jesus, and
Yeah.
Christ in the Passover,
Yeah,
and a
yeah.
series of books, and we met for hours, and he unfolded the gospel to me and told me to start in the book of John, which I did.
Same where Zola started. And he said, that's what they told me to do. That's where I did. He finished reading John and said, if you're there, Lord, show me.
Exactly what happened to me. And then similar to Zola, I thought I was the first Jew that
Yeah,
had ever become
yeah,
a believer.
yeah.
So I called the Jews for Jesus in San Francisco and said, has this happened to anyone else? And they said, a few of us.
A few of us.
You know,
For 2,000 years.
Right, a few of us.
and so that unfolded. We went right on the fast track. I was 33 by then, so I was in a hurry. We went right to Bible college
Right.
and then graduate school and right into ministry. And
Yeah.
overseas, we were preaching the gospel in the nations, Africa, India, Russia
Wow.
for years.
Wow.
And over the time, we developed our marriage seminar from this day forward. And we were doing the marriage seminar in Russia.
Siberia.
Yeah. Where we had
On
planted
purpose.
a church.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Where we had planted
Yeah.
a church. Tell us what happened on the way back.
Oh, well, we were instructed to hide our Jewishness
Right.
by somebody, and so we were a little bit nervous going to Russia, and I don't know if that was bad information, but when we got on, this large gentleman with a big Torah got on into the
Oh, my
plane and broke off all that fear of like, why would I want to hide the most precious thing that's dearest
Right.
to me? And so not only did we not hide it, but from then on we started keeping the feasts in our
feasts.
home, and we started sharing with Jewish people, and people started coming to our home. Our kids loved it. They would look forward to these times that we'd have together. People got saved. One man got touched and healed. You know, God began to really answer prayer.
Wonderful things happened. It became so big. We called it Beth Shalom, the House of
Right.
Peace.
House of Peace.
And it became so large, we outgrew our home and started to meet
Oh
at a
my
local
goodness.
congregation
Oh my
where I had
goodness.
been a pastor.
Yeah.
So that's been the unfolding saga. And then we started bringing pastors to Israel.
See, I love that. I think every pastor ought to be in Israel. How can you preach this gospel if you do not know what Israel looks like? I don't understand that.
I don't either. And some of the testimonies, one man with the church of 3,000 in our
Yeah,
neighborhood, that's
yeah.
a big church.
That's a big church.
Maybe not here
I
in
agree.
Texas.
Not in Texas, but it's a big church. No.
One man said, Miles, why wasn't this 35 years ago in seminary? Why did I wait my whole ministry life to see the Jewishness of the gospel and to experience it in the land? And so we were thrilled. We started connecting the Christian leaders
Yeah. Oh,
in the
that's
Bay
wonderful.
Area
Oh, gosh,
with
that's
the
wonderful.
Christian and the believing community in Israel. And it just became a heartbeat. We would go twice a year bringing leaders over there.
That is what a wonderful ministry. And isn't it interesting to see the Messianic congregations in Israel starting out so few, I think 10 at one time, and now hundreds of Messianic congregations. The Jews are hungry.
Correct.
Hungry. I think we're all hungry. What's going on in this world?
Yeah. Well, the only way to explain what's going on is
Yeah.
through the Bible.
Right.
The headlines won't explain it. The only way to
Right.
interpret the
Right.
headlines is through the
Right.
Bible.
And our leaders, forget it, you know. We can't count on men. We can only count on God. And the Bible is just rich with all that.
Right.
Exactly.
And then we're getting ready to do a series with y'all on Ruth, and y'all are kind of the Ruth people.
It was shocking when I heard from Ken
Yeah.
and from Mark that providentially that you are at the point in Zola's ministry
Yeah.
to teach the book of Ruth, and that's
Isn't
our
it
life
funny?
story.
And that's what y'all teach.
It
It's
is.
just
It is what we teach. Is we use a lot of the book of Ruth in our marriage seminar, and that's our story because of the Gentile beauty,
Right,
Ruth,
right.
preached to the Jewish person, and together we came to the Lord of the harvest and found the prosperity of the Lord.
Isn't that something? It is just it's not just about Israel, and it's about us too. It's about our salvation. It's about our redemption, the beauty of God's comfort.
Yes.
I love it. The Bible is just
And it's also
terrific.
about friendship too. It's
Yes,
about walking
yeah,
together in
yeah.
covenant love, Gentile and Jew, you know, and walking together in love,
Yeah.
and bringing the Jewish people back to the house of bread, bringing them
Yes.
back to the prosperity from which they
Aren't
are-
the holidays for me? I love the seven feasts,
Right.
and to see Christ in every single one of them speaks volumes.
It's
just
stunning.
volumes.
And it's so wonderful to see so many believers around the world, Gentile believers,
Right.
beginning to start to understand the Jewishness of the feast and their relationship to
Yeah.
the Hebrew roots. And Zola was a forerunner.
He was
He really
one
was
of
a
a kind.
forerunner.
He and Moish. You know, I read one of the obituaries when Moish died, and it said the two great men are gone. And I thought that was a real testimony to both of them. Just They did. They both thought they were the
Pioneers.
only Jewish people in the entire world.
And they affected it. I think every Jewish believer that's alive today has
Yeah.
been touched by
One of
Zola
those.
and Moish.
Yeah.
God is, we're talking about seasons. God raises up people for a season. It just, some people have a little longer season than others. So we are so excited with y'all.
Oh, we're so glad to be here. And we're really looking forward to seeing our role with
Yeah.
Zola's ministry, to be able to see the Jewishness of the gospel restored,
Yes,
and also to
yes.
see the church rise up.
Yes.
Interestingly, my Hebrew name is Mordechai.
Oh,
And so I have a real commitment to seeing Esther rise up
Yes.
and
Yes,
connect with her
right,
roots, recognize her Jewishness, and shout it from the housetops.
Oh, but it's just a blessing to know the Bible and to know that we're all connected, that it's not two different books in the Bible. There's a New Testament, Old Testament. It's one testament for all of us.
One
It's
story.
just a blessing. Well, I'm excited. We're going to talk to you a little bit later. You need to stay with us because Ruth is going to be a teaching. We're going to have in about 4 weeks the Psalms of Ascent. I was so blessed to be asked to be on that. You'll see Jeff in there. We'll have some more great music. Stay with us. God bless you. And Sha'alu Shalom Yerushalayim. Pray for the peace of Jerusalem.
Our offer on this program, 2 grafted-in transfer decals. What does this trio of symbols mean to you? The menorah, the Star of David, and the fish symbol. Whether you put our unique golden decal on your Bible, car window, or purse, you can be sure to stir curiosities and witnessing opportunities with this tribute to light, God, and abundant love. Also, please call toll-free or write to receive our monthly newsletter, The Levitt Letter. It's absolutely free and contains insightful article and news commentary with a refreshing perspective you won't get from the mainstream media. The Levitt Letter is also available at levitt.com, along with current and archive TV programs, our national airing schedule, and much more. Please remember, Zola Levitt Ministries depends on tax-deductible donations from viewers like you. This has been a paid program brought to you by Zola Levitt Ministries.